Jai Shishi Guru Garangagandhar Vikagiri Shishi Radha Vinod Bihari Ju ki Jai Shri Govinda Gopinath Maran Mohan Ju ki Jai Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupar Ashwata Rashita Shishmar Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Gosai Maharaj Shila Gurudev ki Jai Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupar Ashwata Rashita Shishmar Bhakti Vedanta Vaman Gosai Maharaj ki Jai Nityalila Prabhishtam Vishnupara Shatarashata Shmar Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Nityalila Prabhishtam Vishnupara Shatarashata Shmar Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Nityalila Prabhishtam Vishnupara Shatarashata Shmar Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada Ki Jai Nitya Lila Pravishra Maha Bhagavat Shri Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai Nitya Lila Pravishra Shri Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Jai Nitya Lila Pravishra Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Shri Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai Shri Rupa Nuga Gauriya Guru Varga Ki Jai Shri Rup Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jeev Gopal Bhatta Dasagunath Shad Gosai Prabhu Ki Jai Shri Sarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Shri Gaur Parshad Vrind Ki Jai Namachay Shri Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrind Ki Jai Shri Kshetra Mandala Gaura Mandala Gaja Mandala Mathura Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai Sarva Abhishya Pradakta Giriraj Maharaj Ki Jai Shri Radha Kunda Shama Kunda Ki Jai Shri Yamuna Devi Ganga Devi Ki Jai Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi Ki Jai Shri Bhakti Devi Ki Jai Shri Purnamasi Yogamaya Ki Jai Shri Gopeshwar Mahadev Ki Jai Shri the Dainik Nadīyā Prakāśa Ki Jai the editor of the magazine, Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Shri, all the magazines, all the periodicals of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan, and those periodicals of his followers Ki Jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai, Samagata Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai, Shri
पूज्यपाद श्री बारुकार प्रभु की जय पूज्यपाद श्री वास ठाकुर की जय निताय गौर प्रेमानंद
Jai Sajan Maharaj Ki Jai.
Jai Sachin Maharaj Ki Jai.
Jai Ananta Koti Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Shinitai Gaur Premanande Hari 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 Hare Krishna.
You got hijacked Maharaj there.
Yeah. So we are now having our third Dainika Nadīyā Prakāśa session with Śrīvāsa, who Śrīvāsa has taken on this, what do you say, monumental project of going through and translating every issue of Dainika Nadīyā Prakāśa, which was the daily magazine of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. Well, you said it was on Sundays they didn't publish, right? So
yeah, they would skip one day. Oh, and Good Friday, and so some holidays.
Okay, almost every day of the week.
Yeah.
And so every other Sunday, Śrīvāsa is going to show us different parts of different highlights from various articles from what he's been translating. And you can find all these articles on nadiyaprakash.com. Yeah, we can give a link there. So, all right, I'm going to just hand it over to you. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and this, by the way, this is the probably from that time, nobody's been reading pretty much all these articles. I mean, maybe some articles have been translated from Dainika Nadīyā Prakāśa, but this is the first time since what? Like, I don't even know how many years.
almost 100.
Almost 100 years that we're getting to see this. So yeah, we're really lucky. All right.
not able to share my screen yet.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to turn that on. 1 second. Let me give you the permission. Wait, where do I do that? 1 second, share screen there. Okay, now you can share. Sorry about that.
Okay. Get rid of that bar. Huh. Okay. So this is issue. Well, it's from the 25th of Falgun.
And I looked it up. I was like I tried to do a conversion thing. I'm not sure how accurate it is, but like I used ChatGPT and it said that this is published mid-March in the year 1928.
Yeah, I started in later issues, I started including the English date. This one, though, I haven't put that in yet. But that sounds right. Oh, I'm going to make this larger.
And Śrīvāsa, when it says 3, I see at the top it says DNP 39. That means year 3, issue 9. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
There was just an auspicious omen here in Mayapur. The clouds started thundering and it's starting to rain. So this is a extra
Ooh.
auspicious moment for this wonderful dissertation of Śrīvāsa Prabhu.
Okay. Wow. Thundering, raining. It's a little cloudy here. It'd be nice if we got some rain here too. It's starting to get warm. All right. So this is Dīkṣā. First article here. Is this big enough? I can't really make it any bigger.
That's fine. Sure.
It's fine. Okay. So the Vidhan, ordinance of Dīkṣā, is ongoing since the beginning of time, which is why everyone in Bharat, high caste or low, scholars or fools, cultured ladies or Shudras, are acquainted with the topic of Dīkṣā. But due to the influence of time, we come to the point that though we are inhabitants of Bharat, we are utterly indifferent to investigating the purpose of this tradition, even to the extent that if some well-wisher comes to us and brings up all these topics, then we will likely say, "Come on, brother, put all these outdated topics to rest. There is no regard for all those things nowadays. If you want to develop, if you want to make yourself happy, if you want to help your fellow countrymen and establish your everlasting fame in this mortal world, then first free yourself from the bondage of all those archaic scriptural regulations. Be hardworking. Get rid of your outdated faith and your reliance on the gods. You're obsessed with taking Dīkṣā, chanting mantras, doing kirtan, and following other scriptural decrees. But you're completely indifferent to what is going on with your brothers and friends, what is happening to your countrymen. Now we need the strength of arms. Scriptural ordinances, renunciation, those are for weak people. But alas, we have forgotten the strength that comes of Dīkṣā, the strength of mantras that invigorated Vishvamitra so much that he once remarked, "Dhik balam kshatriya balam, brahma tejo balam balam." Fie on strength that is the so-called prowess of the Kshatriyas. The power of divine spirit is the strength of strengths. Now we have no more regard for that topic. What is the reason for that? Has anyone investigated that? If you look into the matter, you will come to know that we have ended up in this situation because we do not have real gurus who are perfected in mantra. You should please investigate the meaning of what is guru and Dīkṣā. The meaning of guru is recorded in scripture in this way. Gu shabde andhakarastu, rukaras tan nishedaka, andhakara nishedattat, gurv it abhidhiyate. The first syllable of the word guru refers to darkness, and the syllable ru implies prohibition. In other words, he who destroys the darkness of our ignorance is Shri Gurudev. And Dīkṣā means Dibyagyanam yato dadyat kuryat papasya sankshayam tasmad diksheti sāprakta deshikais tattva kovidhai. In other words, that by which one obtains transcendental knowledge that is directed towards the service of Bhagavan, that by which sin is destroyed at its root, only that is known as Dīkṣā. See, Dīkṣā, I missed something there. Now see, Dīkṣā is not just blowing and receiving air in the ear. Those who have neither taken shelter at the feet of Guru, nor attained transcendental knowledge, which is the perfection of mantra, cannot even be Guru. 1 second. Oh. Yeah, Zoom anymore. Okay. In the absence of a bona fide Guru, our task of Dīkṣā is not being executed properly. Our purpose is not being fulfilled by receiving mantra from a so-called Guru, as we are unable to appreciate the difference between a Dīkṣita initiated and adikshita uninitiated person. As a result, we have no faith in mantra, no faith in Guru. Surely it is also true that the direct audience of Guru and Vaishnavas that we think we have obtained by the aid of material vision, or the mantra we do, or the mantra chanting we do with the mantra received from a so-called Guru, is really just another material phenomenon that lacks actual capacity. It is all a facsimile of the transcendental name, mantra, and Guru. In reality, the actual truth is distinct from any material object. But just because one can only see the distorted state of a true substance's reflection does not mean one has to believe that the Satyavastu, the real object, is one of the distorted objects. I have a feeling that a lot of these first articles that appear come from Saraswati Thakur's own writing. I know that's the case of confirmed with a few of the essays that are about Mayapur and the history of Mayapur. I found in Prabhupada's original writing. So this is, his characteristic kind of deep vision, talking about, the difference between real and apparent, right? So I'm just going to read that sentence again. But just because one can only see the distorted state of a true substance reflection does not mean one has to believe that the Satyavastu, the real object, is one of the distorted objects. You should please seek the real thing. Seek this real thing. Leave aside the Guru who steals your money and look for the Guru who takes away your suffering. You can only become powerful. We can only become powerful if we find a bona fide Guru. Then the power of arms will seem trivial to us. Gurudev is the direct manifestation of Baladev, who infuses all with strength. Invigorated by his strength, the jiva will become capable of conquering the whole world. But why only the whole world? He will be able to conquer even Ajita Bhagavan, the unconquerable Lord. The lack of faith we have in Guru and Shastra will also be dispelled. The conflagration of material existence will be extinguished for eternity. Then we will dance and sing. Vishvam Purna Sukhayate Vidhi Mahendra Vishchakitayate Tam Gauram Evastuma. I think that's from Prabodhananda Saraswati. Sure. Our worldly lackings will be alleviated for all time, and the world will be filled with joy. Nowadays, there's another group of people who say, the Yuga Dharma of Kali is Nam Sankirtan alone. If you chant Nam, you don't need to worry about Dīkṣā and its Purascharya, preliminary requirements. Therefore, we do not need to go to a bona fide Guru or hear what he has to say. Ajamil was extremely sinful. He did not receive Dīkṣā from anyone, but in his final moments, he just uttered the name of Narayan in reference to his son and was liberated. How come we can't be like that too? We are not going to present any complicated arguments to reconcile the above assertion. All we say is that if there is no need for mantra Dīkṣā, then is the profuse glorification of Dīkṣā and Guru in the scriptures all just the rambling of the authors of scripture? Is Jagadguru Sri Gaur Sundar's performance of the pastime of accepting Dīkṣā not to instruct the people of the world? If Bhagavat Prem, divine love of God, is one's sole objective, then there is definitely a need for Dīkṣā. Dīkṣā kale shishya kare atma samarpan, se kale Krishna tare kare atma sam. Jada deha hoy tar chidanandamay, chidananda dehe Krishna charana sevay. Upon reading this article, many will think, it is hard to find a bona fide guru. So how will I find one? And how will I even recognize that he is a bona fide guru? The world is full of sadhus. It is true that it is difficult to discern who is a sadhu and who is not. But that does not mean there are no sadhus. There are sadhus, but we have not the slightest desire to go to them and serve them. Gurudev is not a mortal jeev. In reality, he does not take birth in this world in the manner of mortal jeeves. As Vastu, an entity, he is non-different from Bhagavan. He is Bhagavan's eternal companion. If we have a sincere desire to obtain his proximity, then the omniscient Lord will surely send his eternal associate to us. Just think of the tale of the 5-year-old boy, Dhruva. Seeing Dhruva's sincerity and resolve, Bhagavan sent his associate Narad to him. If we have sincerity and resolve in our hearts, then attaining a bona fide guru will not be a remote prospect for us either. Brahmanda Brahmite Kon Bhagyavan Jeev, Guru Krishna Prasade Bhai, Bhakti Lata Beach.
So relevant, so much hope.
Sorry, you said relevant and filled with hope?
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, so many of my friends are in this situation where they don't know who to take shelter of, where to get initiated. But yeah, I'm gonna a lot of people.
There are still sadhus, but we don't want to go see them.
But it's not just like, oh, it's hopeless, you know, whatever, there's no chance, I just have to, whatever, maybe next life. But no, there are sadhus.
Yeah, but it's kind of telling like there's something going on inside. If you're not finding them, you gotta go deeper inside, right? And then Krishna will make an arrangement. I'm just gonna get a drink of water. Okay. So the next one is Moner Katha and Shrota Katha. Do you want to read one? I read one like that, alternate?
I don't know. I like, it doesn't really matter to me. Do you like reading?
I think it'd be cool to alternate like that.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I'll share my screen then. 1 second.
Do I need to stop mine? Okay.
Okay. All right, let's see. I think I have it open here. This is 3:10. No, 3:09. Okay.
Yeah.
1 second. Okay, there it is. Nowadays, by the grace of the printing press, Monir Katha and Shrota Katha, mental concoction and oral tradition. Nowadays, by the grace of the printing press, it is very easy to become known as a writer. As long as you have a way to collect enough money for printing, you have nothing else to worry about. Whatever nonsense you write will get printed. And now it's even more so with social media. Oh my God, like there isn't a single person who doesn't have access to just spew out whatever crap. Okay, in just 2 to 4 days, it will be a book and come from the printers in a little red tuk-tuk. Then, who gets me? Wait, who gets me? There'll be such a demand for my books in the market that I'll have to print edition after edition, edition after edition to no end. I'll get hold of some editors by their hands or feet and get them to write a few columns of praise in a few newspapers. I'll have some more money to eat nicely, and my name will show up in the papers. The one problem is there are people who will seem to have all their attention on me. I wrote a book, and it burns my enemies like no magic can. In songs and statements, in writing, they criticize me. Why? What did I do to them? They will speak well of me in general. Oh, sorry, they'll speak well of me in general, won't they? I had been sitting and sitting, worrying like this, when one of my friends came to see me. So I told him, brother, look, I've written a book called Monir Kota, Matters of the Mind. The books were selling well in the market, but a few people who couldn't tolerate my happiness have been after me. And now Monir Kota is not selling in the market anymore. If people don't appreciate Monir Kota, what else are they going to, what else are they going to, I started reading on. What else are they going to appreciate? My friends laughed a little and asked to see the book. I got up quickly and put a copy of the book in his hands. Who doesn't like your book? My friend asked. Some publisher of a book called Shota Kata is very much against my Monir Kata. And everybody gets what Shota Kata and Monir Kata is, right? So Shota Kata is that which is received through oral reception. Monir Kata is your mental concoctions, right? So yeah, some publisher of a book called Shota Kata is very much against my Monir Kata. My friend, he's my best friend. My friend, he's my best friend, could see I was a bit disheartened. So in a very soft and sweet voice, he gave me many instructions. Though the instructions were not so pleasing to me in that state, they really helped me later on. My friend changed the course of my life. Readers, I have written down as much as I can remember of what my friend said, because it may prove beneficial for you. Kindly have some patience and follow along. Bandhur Kota, my friend's words. Brother, you're wondering why the people who respect Shota Kata are not respecting your Monir Kata, and why everyone else in the world seems to honor it. This is a different topic. Look, the soul, mind, and body are three separate things. But soul is something entirely different from the body and mind. The body is made of earth and other gross elements, and the mind is comprised of subtle elements. These are all manifestations of the inferior energy mentioned in Gita. The soul is something separate from this material body and mind. It is the superior energy of Sri Bhagavan that manifests as the jivas. Water, due to its constitution, hardens in the cold, but its inherent constant or eternal nature, which is liquidity, is never destroyed. It simply remains unmanifest. The jivatma, the living entity who is the soul, is the same. Even though it is susceptible to the influence of Prakriti and has chosen this strange aversion to Bhagavan due to contact with Asat, the false, the eternal, everlasting propensity it has is never destroyed. The living entity's eternal propensity is called Bhagavat Seva, service to God, or Bhakti. Shota Kata refers to this eternal propensity of the soul, to what is called Bhakti Kata, topics of devotional service. The mind, which is Chid Abhas or Chaitana Abhas, a semblance of consciousness, is in the grips of Maya's Avaranatmika, the covering, and Vikshepatmika, agitating energies. and is characterized by the functions of constant acceptance and rejection. Therefore, it is bereft of any inherent regard for the existence of the pure Jivatma. It doubts whether there is a soul or not. All the endeavors of the mind that is disjoined from the guidance of the pure Jiva's constitutional propensity, the soul's inclinations, are unfavorable to bhakti. This sort of mind is always susceptible to the shortcomings of Brahm, Pramad, Karanapatav, and Vipralipsa. Brahm refers to mistaking one object for another, like thinking a snake is a rope. Pramad is carelessness. Karanapatav is the ineptitude of sensory perceptions, and Vipralipsa is the desire to cheat. Therefore, what this mind tells us can never be accepted as reliable. But when this mind is driven by the tendencies of a pure consciousness, then it does not retain any more mundanity, whatever. It attains chetanatva, or the quality of consciousness. It is like this with the mundane body. Then all the mind's thoughts are those of the pure Jivatma, concerned with nothing except for the service of Hari. All the functions of the body are then the activities of the pure soul. They become service to Bhagavan. Only a person who is established in his constitutional identity as a pure Jivatma, who, in other words, is endowed with an attitude of service to Bhagavan, is a follower of the Shotapanta, the oral path, a Shrotapanti. Only he is capable of performing kirtan of Shruti, or that Shrotakatha heard in disciplic succession. But the person who is performing kirtan of Manir Katha does not accept the Shrotapat, that is obtained via the Guru Parampara. Therefore, he is an Ashrotapanti, an antagonist of Veda, an antagonist of Bhakti, an atheist, or someone who actively opposes the eternal nature of the soul's identity. Hence, though his words sound sweet to the average listener, they are unhearable for those who are tattvagya, those who are acquainted with the truth. Only a person who is fully surrendered at the lotus feet of a genuine guru obtains the eligibility to hear Harikatha. If the hearing is done properly, then Gurudev grants him the qualification to do kirtan. It's important. If the Shravan is done properly, then Gurudev grants him the qualification to do kirtan. Then the Shrota Katha, that is kirtit, that is sung by that person who has obtained the mercy of Guru, becomes something that others by that person who has obtained the mercy of Guru, his what he sings becomes something that others can and should hear. The kirtan or Manir Katha that is produced from the mental machinations.
Yeah, machination.
Explain that word, Śrīvāsa.
Just the mechanical kind of processing of the mind.
Yes.
Okay.
Machinations.
Okay.
They had that you couldn't pronounce mundane and like that. The roots are Latin. So mundo in Castilian and Spanish means the world, or the popular thoughts. So when we talk about like that, the definition will be mundane. It refers to, so that they become a little difficult to pronounce when I understand the roots, and you guys are kind of into it too. I like that, yeah, the etymology and stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Śrīvāsa. I'm in a little ill, so I haven't been able to participate except for listening. So
I'm so glad you're with us, Prabhu. Good to hear your voice.
Great to hear your voice. I'm going to continue on with the article just because we're
sorry, yeah,
I don't wanna
sorry.
forget. Okay, I'm just going to scroll back a little bit just so that we get the flow. Okay, so then the Shota Katha that is kirted, sung by that person who has obtained the mercy of Guru, becomes something that others could, can, and should hear. The kirtan, or Manar Katha, that is produced from the mental machinations of a person who has not taken shelter of Sri Guru Padma, who has not heard the words of Guru, can never be heard by those who are seeking the ultimate goal of life. Those who are unacquainted with Bhagavad Bhajan give superiority to Manodharma, mental contrivances, which is why they have regard for Manakatha, the expressions of the minds, and not for Shrotakatha. When the jiva sincerely offers his soul at the lotus feet of Guru, then Gurudev makes his body and mind Atma Samavastu, an entity or substance like his own soul. He makes them supermundane, composed of pure consciousness. Guru does not allow the jiva to remain trapped in mundanity. Sorry, now that word comes up. Mundanity, right? Then the thoughts of that transcendental mind are the thoughts of the soul. They are no longer the same as the thoughts of the mundane world. So it seems now you have understood that the manar katha of those who have not surrendered to a genuine guru is not something that can be listened to by a vigyajan, wise persons. Only Shota Katha is honored by the Vigyajan. Hearing these words from my best friends, my desire to hear Shota Katha gradually began to strengthen. My regard for Manar Katha gradually decreased. Jai.
That was a fun one.
Yes, it was. All right, Śrīvāsa, over to you. Oh, wait, let me stop sharing. Okay, over to you.
Okay, so then the next part is Parikrama Prasanga. It's a bit of a report on the Parikrama and festivities.
In the year 1928, right?
Yes,
so.
1928, Gaur Purnima. So this past 12th of Falgun, Saturday, was the Adivas Utsav, Prelude Festival, to Sridham Parikrama. And from the 13th of Falgun, Sunday, to the 21st of Falgun, Monday, there were 9 days of the Parikrama Mahotsav across the 9 islands. And after that, from the 22nd to today, for 5 days, there's been a grand Mahotsav going on at Shri Gaura's birthplace at Yogapith. That is truly something to be seen and experienced. Our parikrama nowadays is how long? Is it? It's not as long as
5 days. 5 days.
5 days.
Yeah.
5 days was just the Gaur Purnima festival.
My
There's
God.
9 days before that of parikrama, I guess, and they were traveling and camping on each of the islands, as far as I understand.
That is so neat.
Okay, they're describing it here ahead. For 9 days of parikrama, it was not one person, not a few, but thousands and thousands of devotees roaming from island to island. And they were not just roaming. There were nice arrangements on each island for prasad and accommodation, arrangements for bedding and luggage to be transported by cart. When the route was too long and little boys and girls and the elderly or handicapped pilgrims could not make the trek, then there were arrangements made for vehicles along with the parade to alleviate the difficulty of travel for them. The scale of arrangements was stunning. What was more stunning was the tireless service of the Mutt residents. On each island, they were distributing prasad to thousands and thousands of pilgrims, monitoring all their needs. It was an unprecedented and unimaginably pleasant sight. At the end of the parikrama, the scene that manifested in Navadvīpa at Yogapith for the festival of Sri Gaura's birth was also astounding. I do not know if anyone in this Hari-averse world has ever had the fortune of seeing so many highly educated, distinguished individuals who have so much heartfelt anxiousness to have darshan of Shri Shri Mayapur Shashadhar's beautiful face. There is no language to describe what an unprecedented sight it was to see thousands and thousands of men and women glorifying Guru Gauranga in unison while sitting and serving prasad. It was something you had to experience. There were many people who came who previously had little or delicate faith because they had the misfortune of listening to ignoble Dhamma Paradi, Nama Paradi, and Vaishnava Aparadi people for so long. Even they came, some openly and others in disguise, to participate in the festival. They were able to understand that wicked cheaters had been deceiving them all this time into believing falsity was truth. Now they are trying to be careful about association. They have acknowledged their offenses at the feet of the pure devotees and are asking for forgiveness. The truth is a self-evident thing. It is not as if we have to be doubtful of the sun's existence just because fog or clouds obscure our meager, contracted, and limited power of sight and create an obstacle to us seeing the sun. The sun is roughly 1,400,000 times bigger than the earth. A little cloud cannot cover it. Only our eyes get covered. Likewise, the conditioned jiva's fog of ignorance can never obscure the eternal sun of truth, of pure bhakti siddhanta, devotional conclusions. O jiva, if you have the slightest ambition to see the sun of truth, then do not delay any longer. Quickly come and take shelter at the feet of a bona fide guru. Before long, the darkness of your ignorance will dissipate, and you will be flooded in the radiant rays of pure existence emanating from the sun of truth. Do not choose inauspiciousness for yourself any longer by associating with those who blaspheme the Dham and Vaishnavas. Come just once and hear the truth from the mouths of pure devotees. Witness the conduct of pure devotees. All your doubts, all your unrest will be dispelled. The current of spiritual bliss will begin to flow through your heart. Today, the pure devotees have arranged for you to have a holiday from your household perambulations and are incessantly preoccupied with facilitating your 2 feet in performing Sri Dham Parikrama, your ears in hearing the words emanating from Sriman Mahaprabhu's worshipful mouth, your tongue in relishing Mahaprasad and Harinam Kirtan, your hands in touching the dust of the Sri Dham, the dust from the feet of the devotee residents of the Dham, and in smearing it all over your body, and also in cleaning the temple. Your eyes in beholding the forms of the devotees and Sri Bhagavan, your nose in smelling the items offered at the feet of Bhagavan, your head in bowing to Sri Bhagavan and the devotees, who are, above all, helping your mind to stop worrying about your body, home, and family, and instead contemplate Sri Bhagavan and his devotees. Thus, the devotees are engaging all your senses in Krishnanushilan. Param Bhagavat Shripad Kunj Bihari Vidyabhushan Acharyatrik Mahoday, who is exclusively devoted to the service of Shri Shri Guru Gauranga, is the main driving force behind this grand operation. So that's referring to who was later known as Srimad Bhakti Vilas Tirtha Goswami Maharaj. The various members of the Shri Shri Vishwa Vaishnav Raj Sabhā are being directed under his supervision in carrying out all the necessary tasks related to this huge and auspicious grand celebration safely and without impediment. Anyone who has even once had the chance to witness and reflect on this exalted personality's spotless and extremely pious character, how he labors day and night in his service in steady, composed, and sober manner, always with a bright smile on his face, dealing graciously with everyone from kings to wretched beggars, will surely obtain the qualification to receive Sri Sri Guru Gauranga's genuine mercy. Of this, there is no doubt. It is from discussing the character of devotees that one obtains their mercy, and from the mercy of the devotees, one obtains the Lord's mercy. I think this is Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Maharaj writing. In his biography, we were learning that he would say that without the mercy of Kunja Babu, no one can enter Prabhupada's Kunj.
Okay.
The Grihastha devotees have tolerated the difficulties of travel and come to the Sri Dham from far-off places. And upon arriving here, they have had to tolerate many inconveniences. Though those who dwell in the Dham have wanted to accommodate them fully and please them, it may be that things could not be done as they had wished. Our anguished request of the devotees is that they do not take offense from these shortcomings. We pray that they consider the Sri Dham to be their eternal home, and the people living here to be their dearest relatives. And we hope that with this knowledge, they can forget any sorrows or troubles. Rather than thinking that we just come to the Sri Dham at the end of the year to see the festival and then have to return to our homes and become preoccupied with household life, we should come to the Dham knowing that under the guidance of the eternal Dham residents, it is our eternal home, and we can become eternal Dham Vasis. We pray that the devotees can think, O Sri Dham, any distress incurred in the course of serving you is the greatest joy. The joys and sorrows of service are the greatest wealth, for they destroy the sorrow of ignorance. Isn't that beautiful? Kind of reminds us of Gurudev, when he would say stuff like that at the end of Parikrama. When you leave here, don't tell anyone how difficult it was. Tell them it was very nice.
Yes. Jai Ho.
All right, so then next is a report about the Sri Navadvīpa-dhāma Pracārīni Sabhā. It's 34th annual conference, I guess because it was started by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. It's been going on for quite a time. Do you want to read this?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, I'll stop sharing.
Okay. Okay, Hari Bol Satya Mataji. Okay. And whenever I mispronounce a word, you can just jump in and like just say the word over me, so that because yeah, I don't always pronounce all the words. Okay, so Shri Shri Navadvīpa-dhāma Pracārīni Sabhā, the 34th annual conference. The day before yesterday, the 23rd Falgun, Wednesday, after Sandhya Arati, at Shri Shriman Mahaprabhu's birthplace in Prachin Navadvip Mayapur Yoga Pit. I love how he says Prachin Navadvip Mayapur Yoga Pit. Shri Shri Navadvīpa-dhāma Pracārīni Sabha's 14th annual conference was convened in great splendor. Many high-class, highly educated, and distinguished gentlemen from every district of Bengal participated in this assembly with supreme enthusiasm and earnestness. Besides them, many dignified academics from Bihar, Orissa, Assam, Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Rajputana, Bombay, and the Madras presidency attended, adding to the elegance of the assembly. Amid the noble gentry, is that how you say it? Gentry? Okay. Amid the noble gentry, Om Vishnupad, Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj, the Tridandipad Gan headed by Srimad Bhakti Pradeep Tirtha Maharaj, Srimad Bhakti Vivek Bharati Maharaj, Srimad Bhakti Prakash Aranya Maharaj, Srimad Bhakti Hriday Ban Maharaj, Srimad Bhakti Sarvasva Giri Maharaj, Srimad Bhakti Vilas Parvat Maharaj, Srimad Bhakti Vaibhav Sagar Maharaj. Hey, Bhakti Vaibhav Sagar Maharaj is a sannyasi in Rududipuriyama. Srimad Bhakti Vigyan Ash Maharaj, the Dvaita Vedanta scholar that we were reading about before. Srimad Aramar Vittalacharya from Udupi Kshetra. Pandit Shriyuta Sachindra Chandra Deva Sharma Kavya Vyakaran Sankhya Vedanta Shad Darshan Tirtha Sudarshan Vachaspati. My God. Okay, Professor Shriyuta Suresh Chandra Suresh Chandra Ghosh, M.A. Wow, this is a lot of names. Professor Shriyuta Nityananta Sanyal, M.A. Shriyuta Surendranath Ghosh, M.A. Shriyuta Kumurakant Bhomika. Shriyuta Kishori Mohan Pal, B.L. Shriyuta Sharada Mohan Pal. Shriyuta J.N. Chandra. Shriyuta Dinanath Gorai. Shriyuta Ramanath Rai. Shriyuta... How long does this go? Oh my God, this goes for a really long time. Well, these are some names that are familiar. Shriyuta Atindranath Bandukpadhyay. He's the one who did the Gaudiya Kantahara, right? And he took on. Then Shriyuta Panchanana Chattopadhyay. That was the personal servant of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. Right?
You skipped Shriyuta Sakhicharan Roy was ahead above there, but yeah, he was the one who built Mayapur or the Yoga Pit temple, I think.
Okay, sorry, I was just skipping them because I thought it was I'll just read them. Shriyuta Akshay Kumar Gupta, DSP, Barisol. Shriyuta Satish Chandra Bandyopadhyay, Bhakti Bhushan. Sheris Tadar, the Khulna Judge Court. Shriyuta Shachikanta Vishwas, BL lawyer. Shriyuta Ram Gopal Chatterjee. Then Shriyuta Pani Bhushan Bosch, that's a cool name. Shriyuta MS Ganesh Ayar, and then what we read, Shriyuta Kunja Bihari Bosch, Atindranath, Panchanana, then Shriyuta Radha Govinda Das Adhikari, Shriyuta Kunja Bihari Ghosh, Shriyuta Kshetra Mohan Ganguly, a Barisal attorney, Shriyuta Madan Gopal Patanayak, BL pleader.
Sir Ganguly, there's a very dear friend of Srila Prabhupada who wrote, according to my Prabhupada, the best Mahabharata edition. And if you can, you'll find it. I think it's called
Nishikanta Sanya?
Mohan Ganguly.
No, Kshetra Mohan Ganguly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Ganguly. Our Prabhupada said he wrote the best Mahabharata to be read. And I have it, actually. I have it. It's really
My
huge.
mother has an old copy of it too. Yeah. Interesting.
There is something extraordinary about his last day in Calcutta. Prabhupada took a walk with the disciples, and they were accustomed to go the same place, on these walks. But today, that particular day, Prabhupada started walking in different ways. And they finally arrived to the house of Mr. Ganguly. And I believe that they were schoolmates. And always Prabhupada invited him to come with him. And this time, again, it was just really sweet, loving exchange that occurs. And the son, Ganguly's son, speaks of it. It's on YouTube. You might be able to find it.
Rukmini is saying that it was Kishori Mohan Ganguly, not.
Oh, there was a different Ganguly?
Kishori Mohan Ganguly. Maybe they were related. Because, yeah, no, maybe they're related. Because also this, later on, you'll see there's these protests going on at Scottish Church College, where Prabhupada was going to school.
Right, you mentioned.
I've been wondering if that was related to why he didn't accept his degree at the end. Ultimately, right? Something happened where he decided not to take his degree.
Well, he was part of the Gandhi movement, Prabhupada. So he
so they it was a huge protest for several So
all the Hindus, I mean, if you want to call it whatever. But anyhow, there were the Muslims, the British, the Muslims, and the Hindus in that college. And you read recently something about that. Oh yeah, in the Daily Partrik or Daily Magazine.
There's more about that for sure.
Yeah. So Prabhupada protested the occupation. by not taking his degree. Yeah, I'm sorry about this. I should have asked any of you know this Ganguly, but I just thought it's such a unique name that they gotta be related or something.
Okay, I'm going to continue reading now. So Shriyuta Pramod Bhushan Chakravarti, Pratna Vidyalankar. I think we all know who that is. That's Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj. Editor of Nadīyā Prakāśa, Pandit Shriyuta Radhacharan Goswami Bhakti Ratna, Shriyuta Dhirendranath Bandyopadhyay, oh God, this goes on for a really long time. Okay. Atula Chandra Bandyopadhyay, Bhakti Saranga Goswami. I'm just skipping around. Shripad Kunja Bihari Vidyabhushan, Shriyuta Ananta Vasudev Brahmachari B.A., Shripad Paramananda Brahmachari Vidyaratna, of course. Yeah. Okay, I'm skipping because I don't recognize any of these names. Maybe there's that.
Oh my gosh, it's in a stellar roster.
Sri Samvidananda Brahmachari. I think that's Krishna Babaji Maharaj.
Oh.
Shri Krishna Das Babaji Maharaj, Sri Samvidananda Brahmachari.
Jai Ho. And there's Shriyuta Vinod Bihari Brahmachari. Jai Ho. Jai Parum. Maybe this is the Kishori Mohan that you were talking about, though, for that did Mahabharat. Sahitya Bhushan Purana Ratna. Totally, that's him. that's the one that you're talking about. Right? Then Shriyuta Sundarananda Vidyavinod B.A., Chandi Charan Mukhopadhyay, Kavi Krishnamrita, and many, many other Mahodayas who deserve mention. At the beginning of the assembly, Shriyuta Satish Chandra Bandyopadhyay, Bhakti Bhushan Mahashai, raised the proposal of having Om Vishnupad Shishimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj adorn the seat of the chairman of this conference. This name, Satish Chandra, did he take? That name is so familiar. Anyways,
yeah,
Kishore probably know. I'll check him. Okay. Then so Shriyuta Sachindra Chandra Kavya Vyakaran Sankhya Vedanta Shadarshan Tirtha Sudarshan Vachaspati. He supported this proposal wholeheartedly. Srila Prabhupada expressed his natural humility. I wonder if that happened every single time. Like they Srila Prabhupada expressed his natural humility, saying it would be appropriate if another worthy individual was elected to conduct the conference. At that, the proposer, Shriyuta Satish Chandra Bandyopadhyay Mahashai, submitted his proposal again. He remarked that Srila Prabhupada is an exemplar of the quality of Trinad Api Sunichata, was imposing on himself the idea of being unqualified and therefore refusing to be the chairman. However, if the matter was to be carefully deliberated, if there was anyone in human form upon the earth who is qualified to be the chairman of the Sri Dham Pracārīni Sabhā, it was Om Vishnupad Shishimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj alone. If the topic of Srila Prabhupada's worthiness was to be sung by 1,000 mouths for 1,000 years, there would still be no end to it. Then I guess this is Srila Prabhupada. I am an insignificant jiva. No, sorry, he's saying this. I am an insignificant jiva. What kirtan of his glories can I do? He said. I do not want to say much. If the whole universe were to tell me in unison to reject this proposal, I would still not be able to give it up. When Dr. Shriyuta Dhirendranath Bandyopadhyay Mahashai lent his support to this argument, Srila Prabhupada accepted the seat of chairman. After that, Shripad Sundarananda Vidyavinod B.A. Mahoday, he read the annual report of the previous year's Dham Pracārīni Sabhā. Wait, and I forgot, this takes place the day after Gaur Purnima, right? I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, everyone confirms this description was accurate. After that, Shripad Aprakrit Bhakti Saranga Goswami Prabhu proposed that since this assembly's previous chairman, the late king of the independent nation of Tripura, Maharaj Virendra Kishore Manikya Bahadur, had departed this world, the seat of the permanent chairman had been left empty, and so his very qualified son, the current king of Tripura, Panchashri Śrīyuta Maharaj Vira Vikrama Kishore Varman Manikya Bahadur, ought to be given this position. And he was personally tutored, right, or taught by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada. That's also, God, they have such long names. Saying this, Shripad Prakrit Bhakti Saranga Goswami Prabhu described how the royal Vaishnava family of the independent kingdom of Tripura were consistently demonstrating heartfelt efforts and cooperative understanding in the preaching of pure devotion. Shriyuta Surendranath Ghosh M.A. Mahashai supported this proposal wholeheartedly to everyone else, he followed suit. So the proposal was accepted. Sorry, I misread that. Yeah. And everyone else followed. To be continued. Okay. Sorry, I don't know why I'm reading.
Oh, yes. So many words. So many titles and long names. Yeah, there's several installations of this kind of report about the Pracārīni Sabhā. I found it quite interesting. Okay, next is Shri Shri Mayapur Chandrodaya. And we read a little bit from this on Gaur Purnima Day, but we might as well read it in full at this point. We're good for time? We keep going, right?
I mean, usually I think some people might need to leave, but anybody can leave whenever they like. Our readings have been usually like an hour and a half. We finish at 8:30. So
yeah, that should be good. Can you let me share again? Okay, you did. Okay. Okay, Shri Shri Guru Gauranga Jayataha. Shri Shri Mayapur Purna Chandrodaya, the rising full moon of Shri Mayapur. Navadvīpe Shachigarbha Shuddha Dugdha Sindhu. Tahate Prakata Haila Krishna Purna Indu. Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi 4272. In Sri Bhakti Ratnakar, Sri Narahari Chakravarti Thakur has written, oh, I guess I didn't give any translation for that verse. So in Navadvip, from the ocean, the pure milk ocean of Sachi's womb, the Krishna Purna, the full moon of Krishna, appeared. Narahari Chakravarti writes, Navadvipa Madhya Mayapura Name Sthan, Jata Janmilena Gaura Chandra Bhagavan. Jaiche Vrindavane Yogapita Sumadhur, Taiche Navadvipe Yogapita Mayapur. According to the descriptions found in Sri Chaitanya Chandrodaya Natak. Okay, again, I didn't give the translation to this. Navadvipa Madhya Mayapur, in Navadvip there is a place called Mayapur, where Gaurachandra Bhagavan was born. It is just like the Yogapit, the very sweet Yogapit of Vrindavan. Yes, that is what Navadvip Yogapit Mayapur is like. According to the descriptions found in Sri Chaitanya Chandrodaya Natak, Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, and other authoritative ancient texts, this town of Navadvip is found on the eastern bank of the Ganga. Long ago, the capital of the Sena kings was situated here. The town of Navadvip itself, which was the main seat of learning in all of Bharat and all the surrounding areas, where there were schools or centers for learning, were called Navadvip. Sri Narahari Chakravarti Thakur has written the following in Navadvip Parikrama. Nai Dvipe Navadvipanam, Pritak Pritak Kintu Hoy Ek Gram. Navadvip is composed of 9 islands, but each village is individual. Jaiche Rajdhani Konostan, Yadyapi Anek Tatha Hoy Ekanam. Just like any capital is referred to by a single name, but within it there are many, there are numerous different areas with their individual names. The clear evidence that the capital of the Sena kings was in this town of Navadvip is that even now there is a huge man-made lake called Balal Digi, and to the north of it is Balal Tibi, a large raised mound that is the remnants of the ruins of Balal Sain's palace. Navadvīpa Mandal is also referred to as Gaudabhumi because the Sena kings moved their seat of power from the ancient Gauda Nagar, which was in the district of Malda, to the town of Navadvīpa. After the fall of the Sena kings, Navadvīpa fell into the hands of Muslim rulers. In the 15th century, 1498, 1511, Bengal's independent ruler, Alauddin Sayyad Hussain Shah, appointed the Faujdar. So Faujdar was a military commander with judicial and land revenue functions. So Hussain Shah, who's, I think, sounds like the same guy Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami were working under, he appointed the Mullah Siraj Uddin Chand Qazi here. Even now, Chand Qazi's Samadhi and his descendants are here. Some portions of ancient Navadvip's Belpukuria neighborhood have shifted to become part of the current neighborhood of Bamanpukur. Chand Qazi's Samadhi is situated in this Bamanpukur. Shri Navadvīpa-dhāma is within a 16-krosh wide boundary that is surrounded by the Janavi. Within it are the seats of the 9 limbs of bhakti. Anta, Godrum, Simanta, Madhya, Kola, Ritu, Janu, Modadum, and Rudra. These 9 islands. In the very middle of them, in the middle of Antardvip, is Sri Mayapur. In this place is Sri Jagannath Mishra's house, Śrīvāsa Angan, Sri Advaitacharya's home, Sri Murari Gupta's home, and other sites. Sri Jagannath Mishra, one of 7 sons of Sri Upendra Mishra, the foremost of Vedic Brahmins in Srihatta, came to dwell on the banks of the Ganga in Navadvip. Shri Nilambar Chakravarti was the foremost astrologer living in Navadvip at the time, and Jagannath Mishra married his daughter, Shri Shachi Devi. Because Shri Nilambar Chakravarti's residence is in Kajipada, the Kaji's neighborhood, the Qazi Sahib used to refer to the esteemed Chakravarti Mahashai as his uncle by village relation. Shri Jagannath Mishra was, like Shri Nanda and Vasudev, the ocean of all good qualities, and his position was that of Purandar, chief. Purandar's wife, the crest jewel of chaste ladies, Shachi Devi, had 8 daughters who all died shortly after childbirth. Overwhelmed with grief for his children, Purandar Mishra began to worship Vishnu. Shri Jagannath Mishra and Shri Shachi Devi are the main exemplars of a Prakrit Sahaj Dharma, supramundane, spontaneous Dharma. But from the mundane perspective, their desire for a child may resemble the conduct of people who are attached to the results of karma in this inferior, reflected realm. But in truth, their behavior was simply a favorable prelude to Bhagavan unveiling his incarnation. If conditioned souls like us can realize this, then, and only then, can we attain deliverance from the bondage of Maya and become engaged in the service of Krishna and Krishna's devotees. Purandar Mishra worshipped Vishnu and manifested Mahasankarshana Vaikuntha in this world as his 9th child. In the Shaka year of 1407, on the 23rd of Falgun, on the full moon day, the beginning of spring, on the occasion of Sri Krishna's Dola Yatra, at dusk, the full moon rises proudly with a reddish splendor at the same time every year to bathe the whole world in its pristine, soft, white wreaths of light. But on this particular day, it was as if the moon knew that its fullness, softness, whiteness, its munificence, its magnanimity, and its poetic assets, the literature and verse meters dedicated to it, would all be ridiculed and upstaged. Or else, in order to broadcast the fact that the fullness of mundanity is forever defeated by the fullness of transcendence, the spotted worldly moon let itself fall into the clutches of Rahu. The sound of Haribol, Haribol rose up across the land. The commotion of work stopped. The directions themselves, personified as divine damsels, heard the sound of Krishna Kirtan and began dancing and laughing. At this time, under the lion Lagna, hour marker, and lion Rashi, zodiac symbol, from the ocean of Sachi's womb, Sri Mayapur's Purna Chandra, full moon, rose. The Lord of Shantipur, Sri Advaitacharya, and Thakur Haridas, as well as Navadvīpa resident Śrīvāsa Pandit and other Vaishnavas, sensed that the night covering the skies of their souls, a deep sorrow for the suffering of others, was coming to an end, and so they danced joyously in their homes. The beautiful ladies of the town took gifts in their hands and came to behold the face of Mayapur's moon. Nilambar Chakravarti did his calculations and was able to see all the signs of an exalted personality in this wondrous moon. He understood that this personality would care for and maintain the whole of the world, so he revealed his name as known by the Vedas, Vishwambhara. The noble ladies who arrived there saw the boy's beautiful golden complexion and noticed that he stopped crying and became excited as soon as he heard the sound of Hari Kirtan. So they began to broadcast the name Gaurahari to refer to the moon of Mayapur that had risen from Shachi's womb. After all the grief over 8 daughters and understanding that this baby was her life and soul, Shachi Devi, the crest jewel of transcendental spontaneous love, chose the name Nimai, derived from the word Nimba, to ward off Yama, the god of death, with a reference to bitterness. Some say that it was simply because Gaur-Sundar was born beneath a neem tree that Sachi Devi called her gem of a son affectionately by the name Nimai. The spotless full moon, Gaur Chandra, rose from the ocean of Shachi's womb and gradually unveiled his pastime of growing. Mayapur Purandar Prabhu Gaurahari, the ocean of blissful pastimes, expanded the eternally ever-fresh dance of his wondrous childhood pastime splendor, and kept causing Shachi and other ladies to be filled with astonishment. During Nimai's name ceremony, Jagannath Mishra tested the child's propensities and placed a variety of items before him, such as a sacred book, some parched rice, paddy, coins, gold, silver, etc. Nimai left everything aside and embraced the Srimad Bhagavatam alone. When the boy, Nimai, began to cry, Shachi and other ladies would try to pacify him with many different objects, but nothing would calm the boy. Only when they all started clapping and singing Harinam Sankirtan did he stop crying and even seem to be dancing in joy. Gradually, Nimai manifested his pastimes of crawling. One day, while crawling around the courtyard, he saw a snake, crawled on top of the curled up snake, and laid down, displaying his Sheshashayi pastimes. The ocean of Vatsalya Ras and Shachi and the other ladies, who were connoisseurs of transcendental, spontaneous, pure prema rasa, immediately became agitated. They all started calling, Garuda, Garuda, and fearing something terrible would happen to the child, began crying. Seeing this, Ananta, who had assumed the form of that snake, left that place. So this is Jai Ho. We had read already most of that before, but I thought no harm to read it again. Okay, this is a, why does it do that? Sometimes I can zoom in and other times it won't let me.
Shiva, see at the bottom corner, bottom right corner, see there's a plus and minus, you can just manually do it like that. Yeah.
That works better, yeah, okay. So there is this is the invitation letter. I'll just skim through this quickly. With all due respects, I submit the following request. Paribrajak Acharya Tridandi Swami Srimad Bhakti Pradeep Tirtha Maharaj, one of the preachers from the Calcutta Sri Gaudiya Math, a preaching center for pure Sanatan Dharma that is renowned throughout India, will make his auspicious arrival in Barakpur. And from the 26th of Falgun, the 10th of March, Saturday, to the 28th of Falgun, the 12th of March, will deliver many profound teachings to the assembled pious people and perform Sankirtan. Below, the place and time have been given. Our humble request to all gracious souls is that they please participate in this grand function and relish the nectar of Harikatha for a few days. At the humble request of Sri Yugal Kishore Das Brahmachari. Place, Barakpur in Benapara. in the courtyard of the home of Shri Bipin Bihari Malik Mahashay. Time and topic, Srimad Bhagavatam reading and explanation from 7 to 9 a.m. on the 26th of Falgun, 10th of March, Saturday. On the evening of the same day, there will be kirtan and a lecture on the topic of Jivedoya, compassion to the living entities. On the 27th of Falgun, the 11th of March, Sunday, there will be Nagar Kirtan from 7 to 10 a.m. That evening, there will be a lecture from 7 to 9 on the subject of religion for all. On the 28th of Falgun, the 12th of March, Monday in the morning from 7 to 9, there will be a reading and explanation of Sanatan Shiksha. That evening from 7 to 9, there will be a class about Srinam and the performance of Sankirtan. That was interesting, little preaching report or announcements and schedule.
I love this. It makes you feel like you're like it's bringing you back in time. Like you feel like you're there. Really cool. What is it? Dainika Nadīyā Prakāśa, what at the end? What is it, like the Nana Katha? So and
this is the news. Nana Katha. This is mixed news. There's all kinds of topics. So yeah. It starts out with some a report of what's going on in Mayapur. Joyous news. Sridham Mayapur, Sri Chaitanya Mat, Chandrasekhar Bhavan, the day before yesterday, Wednesday in the morning, by the gracious donations of 2 pure devotees eager to serve Hari, 2 foundations were laid to the auspicious accompaniment of Sankirtan. One foundation was for the transcendental theater stage to the south of the huge Nat Mandir in front of Sri Gandharvika Giridhari's sanctum. So I'm wondering, is that the platform that's directly behind the temple or to the side? Anyways. The other, to the west of the temple, was laid for a large facility to house devotees. So that's going on in Mayapur. And we're into the news, Indian news. Howrah Election Committee. Municipal elections are forthcoming in Howrah. There are committee conferences happening every day all over the city, organized by campaign donors in order to support Congress candidates. Strike in Lilua imminent. Unrest from agents notice. At Lilua's EI railway factory, a strike is imminent. On March 3rd, the agent issued a notice stating that he never made any promise of increasing workers' wages previously. I think this is the Tata factory. Many people seem to remember that in January, when workers were urging for a raise in wages, the agent had posted a notice in Hindi about this issue to dispel the workers' complaints as quickly as possible. Since then, the workers have been waiting all this time, but as there has been no raise in wages, they have made it known to the agent that they will strike. In response to this, the agent issued the aforementioned notice on March 3rd. According to a proposal accepted in the General Assembly on February 9th, a special assembly of the Lilua workers was convened at around 4 p.m., March 1st, Wednesday, to set a date and time for the strike. Many distinguished leaders participated in the aforementioned assembly. On March 3rd, in Howrah Field, under the chairmanship of Shrut Kalidas Bose, there was an assembly of the workers at the General Stores Black Signal Factory Engineering Company. The activities of the railway management were criticized, and it was said that if there was no response to their complaints, they will launch a strike sometime after March 10th. Defamation case against statesman, judgment pending. Editor of the Statesman, Mr. Watson, is being sued for publishing an article in the Statesman on August 12th that spouts falsities about India's widows. A lawyer from Howrah, Shrut Manindranath Bandyopadhyaya, filed the charges in the court of Howrah Deputy Magistrate H.C. Bose. Because Howrah's deputy magistrate acquitted the defendant, an appeal has been made against this order by the plaintiff in the court of Hooghly District Session Judge Shrut P. Dare. On March 5th, both parties have provided their questions and answers. The judge has issued a statement of judgment pending. It was a really short little news section for this one. Usually they're a lot longer, so you guys are lucky today if you find the news to be boring.
I was looking at some of the other ones that you sent. The news was like really horrific. Like,
God, yeah.
It's very
really all
perfect. This one is very tame.
mellow.
Mellow.
Yeah.
So
Well,
we have another 15 minutes. Is there like something that we could fit in 15 minutes?
Oh,
or?
yeah, we could start on the next issue.
Yeah.
Pick out the other issue.
I got some questions.
Okay.
Oh,
Questions? Yes.
Bhajan Maharaj says he has a question. Yes, Maharaj?
First of all, I'd just like to say that that was so enlivening to hear the details of the Prikram and to even the names of the people. I mean, there were so many exalted personalities were there, and we could see how, in retrospect, our Prikram, that Srila Gurudev, Srila Bhama Maharaj, they are arranged what they were emulating and where that was all from. It was like so amazing, and we understand that, like in some of Srila Bhaktivedanta Bharati Maharaj's talks, he talks about how he was given, the duty of making sure on all the Prikramvasis, their tents and etc. were all properly arranged, and also Gurudev had that service. So I'm really grateful to hear this wonderful and translation. It's so amazing. I have so much respect for both Madhukar and Śrīvāsa Prabhu and others of the second generation. Maybe in a future life, maybe in a past life, I don't know, but I really respect you so much for your ability to dive into Bengali and Hindi scriptures like you do. A short comment, I wanted to say that I've been reading Shruti Kirti Prabhu's, what is the difficulty, his explanations of his time as a servant of Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. And what thing that we read this morning when they were speaking about Mayapur and Navadvīpa and Navadvīpa Chandra, Shruti Kirti at one point, he got married, and then sometime later he had a son, and so he told Srila Prabhupada, my son is just born, this, that, and the other thing. And Prabhupada said, if you have a name for him, he said, okay, I give him this name, Mayapur Chandra. And I'm sure Hari Prabhu remembers, and Bhavatrini, they remember Mayapur Chandra come once in a while to Los Angeles and other places. But Prabhupada Prabhupada at that time said, you won't find this name Mayapur Chandra anywhere in the Shastras, anywhere in the scriptures. That was Navadvīpa Chandra and Gaura Chandra, etc., but there's no Navadvīpa Chandra. There's no Mayapur Chandra, which is very interesting. So that's one comment. And then I have a question for the astute Panditjis. I've researched the 6 sons of Devaki that were killed, who those personalities were. And at one time I think I knew, but I've forgotten by the progression of old age, etc., who these 8 daughters of Sachi and Jagannath Mishra were. Does anybody remember their history? Could please enlighten me?
Yeah, I asked this same question last time I read this same portion on Gaurapranim. I meant to research it because I believe there's something in the commentary on Chaitanya Bhagavat, but I haven't done that. I'm going to do that today when we get off this call. I'll let you know if I find anything, because it's bugging me too. I feel like I read something about it, but I can't remember anymore.
Yeah, the explanation of the 6 sons that were killed by Kamsa is very wonderful explanation, who these personalities were and why they were killed by Kamsa and how they got relieved from etc. And anyway, it was such a wonderful song. And I one time I heard these 8 daughters, but I've completely forgotten. Thank you.
Yeah, I think it's in Chaitanya Bhagavat in the commentary there. I'll try to track it down and pass it along.
Yeah, it's not in Chaitanya Bhagavat, but it's in the commentary. That's true.
Yeah, maybe in the commentary. Prabhupada's commentary should have it. The Gaudiya Bhashya. Go Hari Bol. Thank you, Maharaj.
Thank you, Radhe Shyam.
So, do you want to do some kirtan?
Sure. Yeah, we can do a little kirtan. I don't have a mridanga or anything, so I'll just clap. Right.
Good.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Śrīvāsa, you finish up with the mridanga. It's nice. Yeah, there's it doesn't work with a lag, but I just
if I sing.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Sachinandan, Jaya Gaura Hari, Sachinandan, Jaya Gaura Hari, Jaya Sachinandan, Jaya Gaura Hari, Sachinandan, Jaya Gaura Hari, Jaya Mayapura Purna Chandraday, Mayapura Purna Chandraday, Mayapura Purna Chandraday, Mayapura Chandra, Mayapura Chandra Jaya, Mayapura Chandra, Mayapura Chandra Jaya, Sachinanda. Gaura he, 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 Gaura he. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jagat Guru Saraswati Prabhupada, Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva. This side's really high. But...
Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Śrīvāsa, would you Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Śrīvāsa, would you like to do the Jaidvani, the end of the? I started the Jaidvani, so you can do the end Jaidvani.
Okay. Sure. Jai Shri Shri Guru Gauranga Gandharvika Giridhari Shri Shri Radha Govinda Gopinath Madan Mohan, Shishi Radha, Binubiri Radha, Raman Bihari, Radha Damodar, Radha Shyam Sundar, Radha Raman, Radha Gokulananda, Radha Chalchikan, Radha Vrindavan Chandra Ju Ki Jai. Jai Nitila Prabhishtam Vishnupad Shrimad Bhakti Vedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Nitila Prabhishtam Vishnupad Shrimad Bhakti Vedanta Vaman Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Nitila Prabhishtam Vishnupad Shrimad Bhakti Vedanta Trivikram Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Nitila Prabhishtam Vishnupad Shrimad Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Ki Jai. Nitila Prabhishtam Vishnupad Acharya Keshari Shrimad Bhakti Pragyan Keshava Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. जय नीति लीला प्रविष्ट ओम विष्णुपाद श्री श्रीमद भक्ति प्रमोद पुरी गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। सपार्षद जगगुरु शिल भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर शिल प्रभुपाद की जय। जय नीति लीला प्रविष्ट महाभागवत परवर श्री गौर किशोरदास बाबा जी महाराज की जय। सप्तम गोस्वामी सच्चिदानंद शिल भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर की जय। वैष्णव सार्वभौम श्री जगन्नाथ दास बाबा जी महाराज की जय। गौरी वेदांत आचार्य श्री बलदेव विद्याभूषण प्रभु की जय। श्री विश्वनाथ चक्रवर्ती ठाकुर की जय। नरोत्तम श्रीनिवास श्यामानंद प्रभु त्रय की जय। श्री कृष्णदास कविराज गोस्वामी प्रभु की जय। श्री वृंदावन दास ठाकुर की जय। श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्टदास रघुनाथ गोस्वामी प्रभु की जय। श्री स्वरूप दामोदर राय रामानंदादि श्री गौर पार्षद वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय। श्री वृंदावन धाम की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपी गोवर्धन द्वार शिविर मंडल धाम की जय। राधा कुंज श्याम कुंज यमुना गंगा भक्ति तुलसी देवी की जय। सर्वाभिष्ट प्रदाता श्री गिरिराज महाराज की जय। सर्व भक्ति विघ्न विनाशंकारी श्री नृसिंह भगवान की जय। भक्त प्रभा श्री प्रहलाद महाराज की जय। चारि धाम चारि संप्रदाय चारि आचार्य की जय। आकर मठ राशि चैतन्य मठ की जय। अन्य शाखा मठ समूह की जय। श्री देवानंद गौड़ीय मठ की जय। श्री केशव जी गौड़ीय मठ की जय। श्री रूप सनातन गौड़ीय मठ की जय। श्री अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। त्रिभुवन मंगल हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। ग्रंथरा श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। श्री दैनिक नदिया प्रकाश की जय। श्री गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्रीताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। And thank you so much to you, Madhukar Prabhu, and all the devotees listening. Sajjan Maharaj, Dhanavat Pranams. Thank you so much. And Nirhari Prabhu, nice to hear from you. Nice to hear your voice. Hope you're feeling better, well. Jai Ho.
Jai Ho, Prabhu. Thank you.
Jai Ho. Vansha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyeva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hari Bol. Just one thing I want to mention. So our next Dainika Nadīyā Prakāśa session will be on. Actually, let me just share my screen for a second. So I have this Google Calendar here, and so if anybody wants to subscribe to this so that they can see when the next Dainika Nadīyā Prakāśa and also the next Raise of the Harmonist Ishtagoshti thing will happen, I have a special calendar for that. And you can subscribe to that if you go to vineofdevotion.com and then you see this right here. Then you have to click on it on your computer though, not on your phone. But then yeah, you can find the calendar right there. Raise of the Harmonist, Ishtagoshti, and Dainika Nadīyā Prakāśa. You can subscribe to the Google Calendar. And you can also join the WhatsApp group where I put out the link for joining on Zoom and also the YouTube link. So yeah, the next session will be on, let's see, usually it's every other Sunday, but because our 7th Ishtagoshti, Raise of the Harmonist Ishtagoshti will be on Sunday this time, because we do it by Titi, so it will be on Saturday this time, if that works for you, Śrīvāsa. So just this one time, it will be on April 20th. And then our next Raise of the Harmonists will be the day after that. That will be on, And the next Raise of the Harmonists, we're going to be reading an article by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Yeah.
One more quick comment.
Oh, and Sajjan Maharaj has something that you wanted to say? Yes.
So yesterday, and maybe some of you are aware, but we had a Mahotsava and remembering our dear godbrothers, Pujapad Bhaktivedanta Avadut Maharaj who's also known as Upananda Prabhu before sannyas. And there were many nice devotees present, and his disciples and friends, and quite a few people were giving their eulogies and remembrances, glorification of Sripad Avadut Maharaj. It was very nice. And Madhukar Prabhu did a live broadcast of that as well. And devotees were reading different different devotees who couldn't be there personally, who emailed their glorifications of Sripad Avadut Maharaj too. It was really sweet to see the heartfelt appreciation of so many devotees for this wonderful Vaishnava who gave us his association, and personally as his godbrother that knew him for 45 years or so. You know, we don't realize sometimes due to familiarity or whatever, these great personalities and how they are manifesting their Shakti to those who know them more intimately, and especially their disciples. Some amazing glorifications. And so I strongly urge you, if you have time, can make the time to visit Madhukar Prabhu's Facebook page and look down at his broadcast of that festival. Nitai Gaur Premanande Pujapad Vedanta Avadut Maharaj ki jai ho.
Jai. Jai. Hari Bol. All right, so it's now 8:30. It's perfect time. It's perfect time to end. And thank you so much. Jai Shri Radhe. And if anybody wants, we'll continue the Chaitanya Bhagavat reading at the same time tomorrow. We're getting very close to the end. Only one more. Yeah, at the end of this month, we'll finish Chaitanya Bhagavat, and then we're going to start a program to go through all of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's kirtans, all of them. Yes. Actually, that will be in exactly a month from now. No, tomorrow. Tomorrow will be exactly a month. It's next month on the 8th. We're going to start a program to go through all the 4 songbooks, Kalyana Kalpataru, Gitavali, Sharanagati, and Gitamala.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
Cool.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranams. See you tomorrow. Hare Krishna. Or see you next time.